What is up, guys? Welcome to episode 27 of the Fielder's Choice podcast. Carlton Fisk. I am
That's
Dan
right.
Fields. All the
The
way to the
man.
left, we got Matt Giblin. And in the middle, Miss Angie Santamaro. What is up, guys? Episode Carlton Fisk, baby.
27.
Woo! 27. That's kind of crazy. I mean, we say that every week, but it's still crazy. Gib, you're
Okay.
I forgot to unmute Dickless. I muted the wrong one. What's up, Gib?
You guys hear me all right?
I
What
heard
is
I
ya.
up?
can hear you now.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah.
What's happening? Yes, 27, right? How could we not go with Fisk, right?
I mean, it's a no-brainer.
It really is. But some honorable mention, big time, to Juan Marshall, also known as the Dominican Dandy, was highly
What a great name.
influential during his time, during the 60s, and had some incredible years. 10-time All-Star, 2-time wins leader, ERA leader in 69, inducted into the Hall of Fame as the first Dominican and foreign-born ever elected in 1983. Also, I'm a big Mike Trout fan, have always been a big Mike Trout fan. Like, I love watching the highlight reels, him robbing the catches above the wall and stuff. 11-time All-Star, 3-time AL MVP, 3-time AL Rookie of the Year in 2012, 9-time Silver Slugger, Hank Aaron Award. He has 409 home runs, 1,000 ribbies. But Fisk, 11 years with the Sox, Rookie of the Year, right? 11-time All-Star, Gold Glove in 72, 3 Silver Sluggers, inducted in the Hall of Fame in 2000, Red Sox Hall of Fame in 97, played in the Cape League in 1966 for the Orleans
66.
Cardinals.
Wow.
And of course, had one of the biggest home runs in the World Series you'll ever going to see. Some people claim it goes down as one of the top 2 or 3 moments in the game. Hit Game 6 walk-off winner off the pole in Game 6. To
iconic.
That's why I was doing this.
To tie it up. Here's my bobblehead, of course. Yeah.
Oh,
Love it.
Love it.
I have a Carlton Fisk baseball card in my office. It goes with me every office that I ever have moved to for the past 20 years.
Awesome.
Hit 417 in that ALCS in 1975. Wow. Unfortunately, left the Sox over. Basically, came down to money. Went and spent more years with the Chicago White Sox. Had to change his number to 72. Retired with the White Sox.
Yeah.
His 27 also, of course. Retired with the Sox.
Yeah.
But hell, no one better.
No, my favorite player of all time. Will always be in my starting 9.
Yeah, I just realized Gibbs sent me his videos, which I did not upload.
I did. I sent him 75 home run.
I mean, everyone's seen that home run.
It's great.
Yeah. And then they finally announced all of the MLB award winners, right?
Yes. They announced so the Cy Young went to Paul Skeens and the AL went to Tariq Skubal. They announced Manager of the Year was Pat Murphy from Milwaukee, beat out Terry Francona, and Stephen Voigt, Cleveland Indians. In just his second year with the club, won Manager of the Year, so not bad. I mean, he also, like I said yesterday, too, he took over a good team. And AL MVP went to Aaron Judge, beat out Cal Raleigh, 60 home runs.
Been a lot of talk about that.
Can we talk about that for a minute? Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about that at all.
I agree. I mean,
I know Judge was heavily favored.
But he always is.
I think it's the difference between like who's actually voting for these awards and who's not. Like Judge playing in New York and having all those writers there and stuff. He's just well liked and personable. And I mean, the guy had an outstanding year in and of itself. I mean, certainly not deserving, but Cal Raleigh, the position of catcher, didn't have a pass ball all regular season. His first pass ball came in the ALDS in the postseason.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like postseason. Like how do you insane?
And hit 60 home runs for a good
catcher.
Seattle
That's
Mariners.
nuts.
As a catcher, right? Agreed.
Controlled that pitching staff all year. Like wow. But I saw. Let me run these couple of questions by you. I saw this on MLB The Central this morning. Have to give them a quick shout out. But true or false? See if you guys can see this. Aaron Judge, right?
Is in the top
five in Yankee history.
I'm gonna say true. I believe that.
Top 5. What? Oh! In general,
is he on the Mount Rushmore of the Yankees all-time greats? Does this put him up there?
Mantle.
Ruth. I thought you were asking like stats-wise. Is he?
Well, I mean,
just do I think so?
In general, I'm talking. Yeah, I mean, does Judge top your top 5 Yankees? Not that we really kind of debate this all too often.
I mean, my top 5 Yankees are probably still my bottom 50 players, but I mean,
amen.
I mean, Mickey Mantle, Torrey. I mean,
Ruth,
DiMaggio,
Yogi Berra.
Yogi Berra.
I mean, you guys are talking about other guys who have won three MVPs himself. Yogi Berra won 3 MVPs.
I just don't feel like Judge has had the career yet. You know what I mean? He's had a killer. He had a killer debut year. He's had a killer couple years after. But we're talking players who played for, decade or more. Their stats. So if Judge still continues this, if Judge is still able to continue this streak and not get hurt and still put up these numbers, say 8 years from now, yes, 100%. He might go down as one of the top 3, to be honest with you. But we have to wait and see, I feel like.
He's another one that makes it look so easy. Just
so effortlessly. The way he plays a game, like, man, the Yankees would be a shell of themselves without him.
I mean, and he's great, and nobody can deny that Judge is an amazing player. There's no denying his athleticism, his baseball knowledge. I mean, no. But also, and I've said this to Zach a bunch of times, could you imagine, he's adopted, right? Could you imagine adopting this beautiful little baby and then he grows up to be like 6'8", 260, and just one of the greatest baseball players?
Oh, I didn't know he was adopted.
Yeah, he was adopted.
His name is Monty. He's going to be a beast.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
But how funny, just walking away with just a 6'8", 260 baller.
And I think is well on his way to ending up being one of the all-time great Yankees. He's going to be right up
totally there. Totally agree.
Second thing is, of course, the Shohei Ohtani won his 4th MVP. Second unanimously voted, and like I was saying to D yesterday, also becomes only the second player ever to win World Series and an MVP and then do it in the following year. You guys remember who the other one was?
No.
Joe Morgan.
I never would have guessed that.
Cincinnati Reds.
Yeah, right? Makes okay.
Unreal, right? The only players to win a World Series and an MVP and then do it in the following year. So I saw this again. True or false? Shohei Ohtani will reach Barry Bonds' 7 MVP awards.
That's hard. That's what she said. That's difficult.
I don't have a t-shirt on.
Let me ask you this. How hard was it for him to win these last 4? Or even these last 2 even? I mean.
Yeah. He's such an incredibly versatile player.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna say true. I'm gonna say yes.
D.
Barry Bonds had the luxury of steroids too, but
Cer-
he's still a great hitter. I mean,
Yeah.
certainly a different era. I mean,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I really wish you could like know how different the numbers would be, just to kind of shut people up. Because I feel like would there be a huge difference in numbers? I don't know. Because you still have to know how to hit the baseball. Will it go further?
Right.
Yes, but
that's the thing. How many of his home runs would not have been home runs? He would have had the hits, 100%.
I'm sure
But
we
how
could
many of
probably
those
put
would
it
not have
into
been home runs?
AI and they could figure it out for us. But
Yeah. Okay.
I'm curious with all these guys that did that whole era, how different their numbers would be.
But here's something else. I saw maybe you guys saw it, the list came out of next year's Hall of Fame class. A lot of guys who are on it for the first time. One of my all-time favorite ball players, Dustin Pedroia.
Yep.
There was no doubt he was on his way to a Hall of Fame career, but he gets hurt and maybe loses, I don't know, maybe a good 5 or 6, maybe 7, 8 years out of his career. Who's to say? But I mean,
do you think he's going to get voted in? I don't.
I
don't think so.
Certainly
I want
not
it
on
for
the
him.
first ballot. No way.
No
way. But I mean, it's hard to deny some of these guys who had great 5-6 year periods, and led some teams, carried some teams, won some championships. Maybe hit 300, but they're not going to hit those big plateau numbers, those key, 3,000 hits, 500 home runs, whatever. It's weird. It's a weird question to ask, and then trying to compare it to some of these other guys. Alex Rodriguez is on there. I don't know who else was.
Oh, I did take it. So Alex versus America was the name of the documentary that we were talking about last time.
Yeah.
Right?
Alex versus A-Rod.
Alex versus A-Rod. Yeah.
Oh, there was one that was Alex
one?
versus America. That's the one that I watched and I thought you guys were talking about. Okay, I'll have to check. Okay. Yeah.
I didn't know there was another one too.
I'll have to check that one out.
Yeah, it's good. There's only been like 2 episodes. There's a new one out, but
it wouldn't surprise me that he has multiple documentaries.
Yeah.
Although I wonder if it was like one in the series and that's just what that title was. So it could have just been that it was in that series. That's what it was. Okay. That makes sense actually, because I was like, oh, this isn't telling the whole story, but okay, I'm in. Yeah, that makes sense.
So a couple more quick announcements before we bring our guests in who are patiently waiting. Jackie Bradley Jr., first ex-player to sign with the Savannah Bananas. You guys surprised by this?
I was full time. He's going to be on the roster full time. Like this isn't just a couple games.
Crazy,
yes,
right?
For sure.
Yeah,
I was definitely surprised by it. You know what? For a lot of reasons too. Even some of the things we've heard from people associated with the banana ball, I think they've enjoyed this aspect of bringing in guests for these quick little appearances, and that's kind of part of the routine of what they do. But yeah, for this one being the first player that's played professionally before and they're signing to a long-term contract, like that's surprising.
He's the first ex-MLB player, but there are several players that were drafted to the MLB that just didn't make it to the show.
Sure.
That are on there. But agreed. I think that I think we're going to start to see this more and more.
So the question is he broke? Does he want to be back in the limelight? Does he need the money?
His daughter is a huge fan. So he said on his Instagram that his daughter was a huge fan. And after he played with the Savannah Bananas at Fenway, not this past year, but 2 years ago, he had a great time and his daughter loved them. They kind of were in talks and he said yes.
Well, that's what he says.
I mean,
but
could he also be broke? Yes, but I doubt it.
Yeah.
I follow his wife on Instagram. I think they're doing okay. Yeah. I mean, I follow him as well, but she posts a lot more of their house and their travels and their like pictures.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like the type of guy that's been blowing millions in a casino or something,
Yeah. But you never know.
He seems like a wholesome family man.
You hear these crazy stories every day. And then lastly, for my buddy Joe Chiodo, I promised him I would put this out there, but his Middlesex Reds AAU program, he's looking for a head coach and 2 assistant coaches for his 11U and 12U teams. What that entails: practice twice a week in the winter, hitting once during the week, and 1 team practice on the weekend throughout the winter. And then you got the games and outdoor practices that start the first week of April, and the season ends around the first week of June. There is a stipend that you get. I'm not sure what the amount is. He didn't want to announce that part, but if you're interested, email middlesexreds@gmail.com if you are interested in being a coach or assistant coach for 11U,
And shout out to
12U,
the
AAU.
Reds.
Yeah.
They have a great program. I've
Yeah,
bumped
we
several
umped a
of their
lot
games.
of their games. Yeah.
That was the game where that kid Randy Johnson's the bird. It wasn't the Reds. The Reds were at bat, but it was that was one of their games, 11U games. So be prepared to also scoop birds off the field if you're going to coach for that.
Yeah.
If that happens ever again.
Yes. But we're here for episode 27. Our special guests tonight are the one and only father-son duo, Bill and Tyler Ferdinand. They've been playing in the Boston Metro Baseball League for a long time now. Bill's still rocking it in the 18-plus division. He's been playing with his son Tyler for a number of years now. They've won 4 titles together for the Middleboro Rays, formerly the Middleboro Red Sox. And they're actually one of 2 father-son duos, John and Lucas Laterno, which is pretty crazy, pretty awesome that they're still playing together. I think it's time to bring them in.
Let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Bill and Tyler Ferdinand. Let me unmute you guys. What's up, guys? Welcome.
Oh wait, no
to
claps
the
this
show.
time, Dan?
Yeah,
Oh,
hey, come on.
almost
What happened to
forgot.
the claps? Thank you. There we go.
What's up,
Sup,
guys? Welcome to the
fellas?
show.
How we doing? How's it going?
Good.
Good to see you guys.
Yes, good to
Good
see
to
you
see you
boys.
guys as well.
Yes, welcome.
Is the off season a little easier when you have a fresh piece of hardware to store in the,
Yeah.
one in the bedroom?
Yeah, who's holding on to that?
Always.
Who gets to keep all
Yeah.
those trophies?
He gets to hold on to them.
Yeah.
He's got more storage than I do.
Yeah,
Did
more
you-
storage.
T, did you sleep with it like Danny did his?
No. The first one possibly, but not this one.
That was only one night I slept with it.
I don't knock it.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, it took me
I'm sure the
23
cats
years.
were pissed though.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
Usually my cuddle buddies.
Better late than never, Daniel.
Yes. But Ferdinands, if you guys could introduce yourselves, starting with age before beauty, I suppose. Mr. Bill, please introduce yourself.
How you doing, guys? Bill Ferdinand, the 18-plus Middleboro Rays. Thanks for letting me be on the show.
Of course. Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for being here, man.
Yeah. And his handsome son,
Yeah.
Tyler.
Tyler Ferdinand, manager player for the 18-plus Middleboro Rays.
And 4-time manager of the year. Let's not forget that. So we'll start with Bill, who you started playing ball Middleboro High School, right? Was that when you first started playing ball?
I mean, I played all the way from Little League all the way up, junior high, through the whole 9. I mean, there wasn't really travel ball back then or anything like that like there is now, so it was all local town teams.
Yeah, times were very different back then.
Yep.
So Tyler told us your team, your 89 team, just got recently inducted into the Middleboro High School Hall of Fame.
Yes. A couple of years ago, 1989 team made it to the state semifinals. At that time, that was the farthest any Middleboro team
Wow.
has gone. Recently, they've won, I believe, 3 state championships in the past few years. But that was the farthest Middleboro ever made it. We lost to a Salem team that had 2 drafted pitchers, I believe, in the first round. I know one of them, Jeff Juden, was drafted number 1 by the Astros that year.
Well,
And it was just a few years ago that that they inducted that team.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
30 years.
They haven't
later.
had they formed a Hall of Fame not that long ago. So it's been a few. They've been trying to get catching up on everything all the way through. That's why it took so long.
I got you. And you guys made it to the finals, right? You didn't win it, but you got to the finals.
State semifinals.
State semifinals.
Yeah.
Still pretty impressive.
Yeah, it was a good run.
What position did you play back in the day?
That year was my junior year. I was an outfielder, predominantly an outfielder, and then when we got to the tournament, I ended up DHing because it was a senior that was a better outfielder than I was at the time, but not a better hitter. So I ended up DHing in that tournament.
DH.
awesome.
And you're still playing the 18s. It's amazing. Gib and I gave that up a long time ago now. I think it's pretty awesome.
Part of it is I can't let him get the best of me. I mean, he's already, I got to still hang on and try to show him my dad's got something left in the tank,
Got more than enough, Billy.
Is it a competition at this point? Like showing him you still.
It's always
still
a competition.
Always. I love it. Love it.
I mean, he's got the upper edge now with his age.
Yeah. So, Tyler, how old are you?
30. I'll be 31 in March.
30. Wow. I remember when I was 30.
Dude, he started playing in our league when he was 17, dude.
I remember he was this big when we'd play against the Red Sox, Middleboro Red Sox, and Tyler was there watching Bill play, and he was like this big. Next thing you know, he's like playing in the league. It's crazy how quickly the time goes.
That's got to be the coolest experience, though. Like when your kids are really into, and Bill, like when your kids are really into the things that you're into, and they love coming to watch you play and do it. Like that's just got to be awesome.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, they loved watching me play, but I still had to drag them to the games half the time. Once they got there, they were fine. It was just dragging them.
Yeah,
of course.
I'm sure. Yeah.
But now getting to do that with your son too, that's just the coolest.
Oh yeah, it doesn't get any better.
Yeah.
And then I know, Tyler, you played in high school, but you played for Wareham High School, correct?
Yes, correct. Yep.
And what position? What?
I played a lot of different positions, really. Yeah. I played outfield, third base, shortstop, second, really wherever they needed somebody. My junior year, I didn't hit.
Yeah, you were DH for, you said.
Yeah, I was DH for.
That's crazy.
So I played the field a lot, and then games where I wasn't in the field, I would come off the bench as a pinch runner, or if we needed a bunt, I'd be somebody who would go in and lay down a bunt. So
I mean, was your team that good that they didn't need you in the lineup?
So my junior year, I think we had a 15-man roster, and 12 of them were seniors. So the rest of us were sophomores and juniors. So it was a little tough to crack the lineup. And I mean, we had a really good team that year. I think we went to like the state quarterfinals and kind of got a blown call that ended the game and ended our run. But
blame the umpires.
But it was So I mean, it was a really good team. And then the next year, with everybody leaving, I was thrown into shortstop. So.
Yeah, you said it wasn't until your senior year, right? You finally.
Yeah. Yep. Senior year, I got to play, and then I had to miss the last 6 games. I cracked my hip and tore my hip flexor, so I had to watch the last 6 games.
Wow.
But I get to play like 14 games as a hitter, so it wasn't too bad.
How'd you stay motivated? Because Because I feel like a lot of guys, especially that age, would just give up and say, "F it, I'm done." Like,
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it, I mean, growing up, my dad, my mom always taught me is, you got to earn it. And even when you're not getting your playing time, go to the coach, ask what you can do better, and then just continue to work on those things. Um, and what was best for the team was for me to just play the field. And so I kind of bought into that role. I worked on hitting as well, but I just kind of bought into the role that I thought was going to help make the team win.
so Bill wasn't one of those crazy parents that went after the coach and like, dude, play my son. What the fuck?
No, he told me if
Not
I had a
not this
problem,
dad.
go ask the coach.
Yeah, well,
So,
that's good, Bill. If all
Yeah, there was a
parents,
couple other dads that might have done that, not me.
yeah, I believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Did you coach any?
Was this it? Guy, I think we were gonna ask the same question. Gibby, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Billy, did you coach any of Tyler's teams at all growing up?
I coached a lot of the town stuff for him. The summer leagues, basketball, football, baseball. So I coached a lot of stuff with him, growing all the way up, all the way through.
Nice.
So you
Great,
kind of
but-
understood what the coaches were going through, so you weren't about to then like go yell at them.
Yeah, no. I always told Tyler if he ever had a problem, he's got to address the coach. Unless it's egregious, I'm not going to touch that. I've been a coach for a long time, and I just don't want to be one of those parents. If I'm going to talk
I
to a
love that.
coach, it's going to be that bad.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you
No, I
were-
think that's great. I wish more parents did that.
Well, he was a coach first, so he got to see
Right.
that side of things, and he's like,
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
you get to deal with all those parents.
right. And you're like, good for you. I'm not going to be one of those
Yeah,
parents.
that's a hard line though. That can get blurry sometimes. When it's your own flesh and blood. Sometimes the difference between nurture and nature kind of take over, right? Like, I don't know. I totally get what you're saying, and I admire you for it. Letting him. You got to learn the hard lessons and the ones that come easy too. And sometimes how you go about that is what ends up defining you, right?
Absolutely, and the biggest thing too is I'm not always going to be there to fight his battles. If he's got issues, he's got to address them himself and be a big boy and use his voice. I mean, I can't always be there for him. And like I said, if it was an egregious issue, I would have jumped right in, no problem, and
Of course.
gave him my piece. And I didn't always agree with the coach half the time, but the coach do what the coach got to do for his team.
Yeah.
That's the game. Yeah.
So, and then Tyler, you went played college ball at Nichols, right? You played just 1 year. I know you were telling me you had some issues with the coach. Yeah, what happened?
Yeah, so I think right out of high school, I was supposed to go to a prep school, and then things kind of fell through. And I think it was the first week of August, so colleges move in, end of August. And I found this coach. He wanted me to come play for him, so I jumped at it because it was the first opportunity and the only opportunity I thought I was going to have. Right away, he was like, "You're going to be our starting second baseman." I get on campus, we do our tryouts. I run the 60-yard dash. He's like, "You're too fast to play the infield."
Yeah, that's crazy. Too fast to play
So
the infield.
so he moved me to the outfield. And that really wasn't the issue. It was, after that year, he was like, "If you have a really good summer, you'll come back and you'll have a spot in the outfield." That year, I think I batted .550 in Legion Baseball. And then went back in the fall, and he was like, "Yeah, we're going to make you into a closer." So that was kind of where I was a little on the fence about being there, because if I was too fast to be an infielder, then I'm going to be too fast to be a PO. So
Right.
Yeah, so that's when I decided that I was probably going to have to go elsewhere if I wanted to play. And then Bill told me, "I'm not leaving unless I have a plan." He said, "You're not just going to school to play baseball. You need to come up with a plan before you're able to transfer." So that's what I did. I came up with a plan. I think it was like 4 days later, I told him exactly what was going to happen. And I did it, and then it ended up working out a couple of years later. So.
Wow. So how did the coach take that news? Did he try making you stay?
He really told me I wasn't going to be able to hit at the collegiate level.
Wow.
I wasn't going to be successful hitting at the collegiate level, so his best option was for me to be just a pitcher. So.
Wow.
Yeah, right.
Instead of let's figure out a way to, improve your hitting, to just directly say, wow.
Yeah.
But I think that's how like a coach can make or break you sometimes. And I think sometimes coaches say some things that just dig way too deep, or they just, I don't know. I think that coaches need to be much more careful how they talk to kids, because granted, what I'm imagining, Tyler, you were what, 18, 19 at the time?
Yeah,
That's
I
still
was
really
18,
young.
19, but,
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, that can really make or break somebody. And I
Yep.
think that coaches have to be way more careful the way that they talk to people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally
and
agree.
if we had won a bunch of games, I mean, I probably would have been perfectly fine with it. But I think we went like 6 and
Right,
34, so it wasn't
Yeah.
even like we were out there winning games. And so yeah, it
right.
was, it made me leave the game of baseball briefly for about a year and a half, but I stuck with it. So
Tyler,
And I just want, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I was saying this to D last night, that was the only part of your bio like I was disappointed with, when you said I stopped loving the game and had to take a step back. Like, I totally get what you're saying, but not knowing of you and at least seeing
yeah,
you at a young age. If you ever told me that you didn't love the game, I tell you were full of it.
right,
Sometimes this game isn't going to love us, and that's
right,
just the way the game
100%.
is, And yeah, sometimes you hear things from a coach that you may not agree with.
Mhm.
Haven't we all, right? But
Right.
it certainly doesn't make us the ball player that we know we
No.
are, right? So I was
100%.
like, there's got to be something more to this, because there's no way he stopped
Yeah.
loving this
That
game.
was.
Well,
Yeah,
because there's a difference between hard coaching and coaches being hard or being tough coaches, and coaches saying stuff that just pull the air out of your sails.
Sure.
Like, that's different. And I think telling somebody they're never going to be able to hit at that level, instead of, hey, you're not there yet, but like go work at it. And then if it's not for you, it's not for you. You can
Yes.
leave on your
Yes.
own, right? If you
Yes.
suck, you can leave on your
Mhm.
own. And maybe that's kind of the path that a coach is leading you down. But to just kind of shit on your like parade like that, I'm not about that. Like, I like hard coaches, don't get me wrong. I love the coaches that make kids work, but I want the coaches that are also going to make them better, if that makes sense.
Did he have a son on the
100%.
team? He seems like.
No
No?
kids
Did
on the
you
team.
like date his daughter and like
No.
ghost her? Is that what happened? There
No,
was something
he was
like
actually
that.
the crazy thing is it was like a really young staff. So a lot of them were only like 8 or 9 years older than me as a freshman, and one of the assistant coaches was a year older than one of the guys on the team. So it was a pretty
Oh
young
wow.
staff. So
All right. And then so you left college baseball for a year.
Mhm.
How'd you get back into it?
So I started playing in the Yawkey League for 1 year for the East Boston Knights. And Mikey Oliveria was the infield coach at Riviere. And he was on my team. He was just asking me, where I was playing, and I was like, I don't play. And he's like, what do you mean? It's like, yeah, I don't play college baseball. I'm just playing in the summer. And he asked if I wanted to. I said I was interested, and he introduced me to Coach Perry, when we played against the Alabrannies.
Anthony Perry.
And then Coach Perry kind of told me a little bit about himself, about the school, and said we could take a tour. And that's kind of where it blossomed from there.
And so what made you go back and play originally? So when you went back to play in the summer league, like kind of what was the impetus for that, if you had kind of like lost your love for the game?
Yeah, I mean, I was still playing in the MABL with my dad, so obviously that was awesome.
Oh, you just kind of were like, I'm done with college baseball.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So that was fun, to be able to do that. We've talked about it for so long. I figured I'd at least still do that. And then one of the Yawkey League teams heard about me from there, and that's how I got on that team, and then got introduced to Perry.
And T, what about Perry made you just kind of buy? I mean, we know Perry, but personally, what about him made you kind of just buy into what he was selling you?
Yeah, so I remember we were on our recruiting visit. They kind of rolled out the red carpet. The food was pretty good. It was never like that ever again when I went there. But I remember we sat down in the office, and he was kind of going over things. And, my dad asked him, he was like, what can you promise him? And Perry was like, I can promise him a roster spot, and that's it. He said everything else he's going to have to earn. I don't believe in promising or giving anybody a spot. He's like, what I see for him is him being our, starting shortstop, leadoff hitter. But, he has to earn that. That's something that's going to be, earned, not given. And I think when we walked out of the office, that was probably the best response we could hear. And it is definitely something that we wanted to hear. He wasn't selling me the world. He was telling me that I was going to be able to play as long as I performed.
Well, especially since the last coach that you talked to about that told you that you weren't going to be a good enough hitter in college. So to hear the complete opposite from him.
Right. And Perry just instilled a lot of confidence in all of his players, right? He doesn't try to take everybody and turn them into the same player. He takes your tools and maximizes those tools. And I think that's really what, helped me feel comfortable and be myself when I was playing there.
Well, clearly, because in your 3 years there, you set some crazy records across the board, some that still stand today. Can you tell us about those records, your numbers, which were just crazy?
So I believe it's still the single season hits, career hits, career stolen bases, single season stolen bases, and I think career batting average. I believe those are all still in play. One of, my first year there, I had 58 hits and I think 35 games with 31 stolen bases. So that was kind of,
that's a sick season, dude.
Yeah. So that kind of really set the standard, I guess, going forward on what was expected or what I should be able to obtain every year. I had a little bit of dip off the next 2 years because I did bat over 400 that year, but just, Perry allowing me to play my game and giving me confidence to be able to do that. When you're playing just free flowing, it feels so nice. There's no better feeling than, playing uptight as you try to do too much.
And stolen bases, right? Did you mention stolen bases? Have you always been a fast kid? Like, were you always like the fastest kid in school?
Yeah, I mean, I was always fast growing up, but I was also always the smallest person on the field. Freshman year, my freshman year of high school, I was like 4'9" and weighed 70 pounds. So I was just like a tiny kid, but I could always run. And then once I grew, legs got a little longer, that's when, the speed really kicked in. And I was able to utilize that.
And that obviously came from your mom's side of the family. Correct.
So believe it or not, Bill used to beat me in races until I was like 16.
Wow.
And once I finally grew.
What happened, Billy boy?
That's when I caught him.
He grew like 8 inches. got that extra gear.
Yeah.
Haven't raced him since.
I think every time I've live streamed one of your games, I always say you could literally bunt every time. They could know it's coming, and you'd still like beat it out. It's impressive. Speed kills, they say, right?
Yeah, it's a lost art. I think, anyways. I mean, everybody's trying to hit the long ball. Nobody likes people who can bunt for base hits or beat out a ground ball, but it wins baseball games. So.
Yep.
Yes, it does.
And you guys have won a lot of games. Obviously, you guys won yet another championship this year. But before then, you guys didn't have such winning experiences. I know, Bill, you started the Middleboro Red Sox back in 2008. How did you hear about the BMBL, and how did you end up getting started? Well,
the first year I started, 2008, they were actually the Erie Pub Red Sox.
Right.
And then John Letourneau played for them, got me to come play. And then shortly after, the guy that ran that team had an injury, had to stop playing. So me and John started taking it over, and I ended up having the thing all pretty much to do all that stuff myself. So it was kind of just thrown in my lap pretty much right after starting to play for a new team. So it was kind of comical.
Yeah, it's not easy running a team. I kind of got thrown into it too, as Gib knows. And
well, like we have these teams, and you want to play with, your boys, or, the couple, say the 5, 6, 7 guys that that you like playing with. You form these teams, and, it costs a couple $100. So you initially have to be the one to kind of front the money. Then you got to, all right, now we need jerseys. You end up having to front that. Oh, I can get a permit. You end up having to pay XYZ. The things start adding up, and you're like, all right, well, am I still doing this for all the right reasons? My question is, Billy, like, did you guys, I say you guys, but I really mean like you and John, did you guys have like or take over the Red Sox in hopes that like you guys would play with your sons like in a few years? Or was it kind of why, Danny and I started the Tigers, or was it completely different?
I mean, I took it over because, for the love of the game. I just really kind of gotten back into the groove of baseball. I stopped playing baseball after Legion. I went to college, didn't play, went right into the workforce, got married, had kids. And then marriage didn't work out. Started playing some town ball with some friends and stuff like that, some pickup leagues. And then John asked me to jump into this. And, it just took off from there. This was my outlet. This was the thing I had to keep me sane, to keep me, looking forward to stuff outside of work. And in the days I didn't have my kids, I only had them half the week. So I had another half a week to, twiddle my thumbs. I needed to keep busy.
Right.
And then, at that point, I wasn't even thinking about Tyler playing with me, not till like a few years later when he like started getting close to it. And it wasn't at that point when he started, teenagers and stuff. It wasn't a matter of if, it was when and how much.
Right.
Because I knew we're very close. I knew he would not play for me, or play for me when he could, but it was between college and whatever, all the other leagues he played, he played for me because, I'm his dad, and I wasn't always his first choice. And I understood that he had his other ducks in his row, and he had his own plan. He had to take his own course, and I appreciated all the stuff when he did play and everything else. You just, as a father, you can't beat that.
Did you know he always had the talent that he did?
I knew he had all the tools. I tried to coach him. I tried to get him all the basics, the fundamentals. He was always talented and good, but when he was younger, I want to say his drive and work ethic wasn't what he needed to hit that next level. And it wasn't until like he went back to college. I think him going back to college, and with Perry taking him under his wing, and he really went that next level between training, and like he was just all in, like almost to the point where you get like obsessed with being better and better and better. He got to that point when he went to Riviera. And I think part of it, the thick skin he is, we've talked about a little bit, was kind of shove it up the Nichols coach's butt, if you know what I mean. Say, look at me now,
Right.
Well, you hear that story all the time. Like, Tom Brady is, a different example, but like, he got drafted 199th, and that was what motivated him to be better. It's something you can't teach. It's just inside of you. And it turns out that was a blessing in disguise, because who knows, like, what would have been, right, if that didn't happen. Maybe you play with Nichols for the next few years and you're miserable, and yeah, life's crazy. The
sometimes
decisions
doubt
we
lights
make.
a spark.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, and you know what? I think too, like my father was my greatest coach too, but after a while, sometimes you just grow immune to that same noise, right? Maybe you needed to hear it from someone else in order to understand that motivation, or what it took to get to that next level. It kind of falls on deaf ears from the same person all the time. Yeah, of course you want what's better from me, Dad, but until someone else is pushing you in a different way and showing you what you actually can do if you put in a little more work. certainly not surprising, man. Because even I'll tell you, it's hard like looking back at it now because I don't think I was trying to pay attention to it at the time, but seeing you like what your dad did and what Johnny did, bringing you guys around and just having you guys at the parks and seeing how invested they were, man, like I don't think I could ask for some better role models around at least the guys we were playing with and against, man, on how to, involve the family and keep them at least motivated.
Right, 100%.
Yeah. And I know the Middleboro Red Sox had some pretty rough years, 2008, 2019. What do you remember about those teams back in the day?
We were a rough team. We had a handful at best of good ball players. We had some really good ball players.
You did.
But the rest of the team were just guys that liked to play ball. Yeah. Might not have been the best, but they were okay. And it's really tough taking over a team and then trying to build it.
Yep.
And build it even more. And my connections, I mean, I coach high school, I coach at summer leagues, but grabbing an 18-year-old kid to come play a men's league up in Boston isn't always the easiest thing to do because they're too busy partying and doing their college thing and everything else. So I didn't quite have all those avenues. And it was tough. I mean, Gibby and Dan, you guys, I mean, we were borderline getting kicked out of the league every year with forfeits because, we didn't have enough guys. I remember the first year we made the playoffs. We had 9 guys eligible.
Yep.
We played the first game with 8 guys against the White Sox because our 9th guy had a final for college that same night.
Yeah.
And we almost won.
Yeah, that is the downfall of our league at least for the 18-plus division. If you have younger kids that are playing in college, because we go until August, end of August. I'm sorry, September.
In the middle of September,
September.
Even October lately.
October now, I mean.
Yeah.
Yep. And then Bill, after 11 years, you hand over the reins to Tyler, and what kind of sparked that change? And did it kind of change your relationship at all? Because now, I mean, Tyler's in charge. And Tyler, did you enjoy that? Because I think I would have had some fun with that.
I would say it really didn't change our relationship. It changed the dynamic of the team, I would say, a little bit. We'd always talked about, Tyler was always involved in decisions. We're mostly on the same page, but he's got some different views and I have other views, and we discuss each other's views. And the difference was, like, I made the decision on which direction or which change we're going to make. Now he's got the final say on what to say is, and nothing's changed behind the scenes. We still discuss stuff all the time, off-season stuff. Just that last year, 19, we kind of blew the pooch. We had a team that was a championship contending team, and I'll admit I made a couple mistakes that probably cost us the game. And Tyler's just like, "Hey, Dad, maybe it's time for me to run the team." And I got some new ideas. I think it'll be good for the team, give it a different uplook, will maybe change some dynamics. And it did. Him being one of the key components of the team and the driving force, it just changed our whole attitude. Like the next year, we go into the next year, and it wasn't like, all right, we're just going to be a good team and maybe you can run for a playoff. We just had a whole different attitude, like a winning attitude. Like, we're going to win it this year. We're going to take it. Like Tyler's gonna take us all the way through. It was a good change, and eventually it was going to happen anyways. I mean, I can only play 18 plus for so long. I mean, I'll always be a part of it if Tyler's involved. But I think it was time for a change of the guards. The student surpasses the teacher eventually, and I'm actually glad he brought it up. And because it would have never changed if he didn't bring that up. So it's all worked out for the good.
I would say so, considering ever since he took over, and I don't know if there's anything to that or coincidence, but ever since he took over, you guys have been in the finals every year, last 6 years, and you've won 4 times. So
What of it?
And I got to do the write up when you guys won in 2020, the COVID year.
Yeah.
And I remember saying that the Ferdinand family dinners must be a little
right.
weird.
It's a little
After that
it's a
happened.
different person sitting at the
Yeah.
head of the table. That's all.
You know. Whenever my kids try to pull that shit with me, Bill, I just remind them who taught them how to use a spoon.
Yeah.
So feel
Yeah.
free to
love
use
it.
that.
Well,
Like, yeah.
yeah, we've got a different dynamic. Yes, it's father son. I mean, at this point, it's more towards more a really close friendship as well. On the field, he's my teammate.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. I'm not his dad on the field. I'm his teammate.
Is it hard
but
to
that being the story, is it like you must feel a really big sense of pride though, right? To see what he turned the team into, to see the manager he is, to see the player he is. So even if you're not dad, being able to watch that though through those lenses that you can never take off, there's got to be a real deep sense of pride there.
Absolutely. I've run this team for that long. I put my heart and soul in this, tried to build it to the best I could get it to. And here's my son, want to take over the reins, takes it to the next level. That's like, taking my business and giving it to the kid, and watching him flourish and succeed. At that point, better than, what I could take the team. So, yeah, huge proud dad moment. And I'm still part of it. I'm still playing. I'm still involved.
Yeah.
I'm still contributing to the team. So it's awesome, and then to see him do what he does on the field is just amazing. It's like, yeah, that's my kid,
Is it hard to turn dad mode off?
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
And become a teammate?
Not anymore. It's been going on for so long. Me and Tyler have always been close. I've always let him say what he had to say, off the field, at home. As long as he didn't disrespect me, he could say whatever he needed to say. He's got to be able to speak his mind and have his voice, but do it respectfully.
Yeah. I love that. And then I have to ask Tyler, it's the child psychologist in me, but like hearing your dad say those things, like that's got to be a big sense of pride for you too, right? At the end of the day, I think we all want to make our people proud, and you get to hear that. And I mean, your dad is very obviously vocal about it. How does that make you feel?
Right, no, 100%. It makes me feel awesome.
Yeah.
Just knowing that just throughout this whole ride, he's been just happy and able to share the moments with me. It's awesome. Not a lot of kids at 30 get to say, they're winning a baseball championship with their dad. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's very awesome. And to think that you guys are just one of two father-son duos is crazy.
Right. Hopefully there'll be more.
Yeah, but, I mean,
yeah,
and you guys are like family. We had this picture of you guys winning it this year, and you get all the kids who weren't even born or close to even born when the team started. Yeah,
right. Look at that.
I also want to say there might be a few father-daughter duos out there, because I've seen a couple girls on that field.
Yep, there sure are.
Yeah,
it's
pretty awesome.
Because that would be sick.
So, on top of all these championships you won, and you've also won in other leagues too, right? You won in the ICL with the Andre Chiefs. You weren't on the Royals teams, but I know, Bill, you won a few with the Metro West Royals in the Metro West 28 Plus division. So championships just run in the family, I guess.
We try to make that a case.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Makes for a fun October every year.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
But on top of the championships, you've also won Manager of the Year for the fourth time this year. I know you won playoff MVP in the ICL with the Chiefs, right? Andre Chiefs. Out of all of those, what has been the most meaningful for you?
So I'll put the father-son duo aside. The championship season I remember the most, I believe it was 2016, summer in the Cranberry League. I don't know if you guys know anything about the Cranberry League, but
Yep.
the Braintree White Sox are just
Dominate.
an absolute juggernaut
Yep.
every year.
Mm-hmm.
And 2016, we met them in the championship. They swept us in the regular season, and then just somehow in the championship, we were able to gut out a sweep. It was kind of a crazy series. I think it was 4-3 and then 2-1.
You swept them. Damn.
And we were able to sweep them and just I think we're the only team the only other team that's won a Cranberry League championship in the last 20 years. Got to be pretty close to it. So that one was just, we went into the game, everybody thinking, Braintree is going to win another championship and go to the World Series. We were just a bunch of young, scrappy college kids that, that stuff didn't faze us. We actually loved it. We loved being the underdogs and kind of, taking it to a Braintree team. But that was probably my favorite summer and probably my most successful summer. But then secondly, obviously, would be that 2020 season when, we were able to win our first championship, especially winning it with my dad.
Yeah, it was fun doing the write-up for that. Just looking back and, when, like I said, you were this big when he started the team, and to know that you were a part of the first one, just crazy. It was almost like it's supposed to work out that way,
Right. And in 2020, I got to play with, my brother who was 17. I have a half brother.
Yep, Cameron.
We're 8 years apart, and he was actually a part of our first one in 2020.
Yeah, he was the youngest pitcher, right? Yeah, he was only 17.
Yep. So it was a really cool moment, especially that year. I never thought I'd be able to play with my brother, who's 8 years younger than me, at any point. And then here I am playing with my dad and my brother on the same team. So that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, Cameron's a baller. I got to ump at least one of his games behind the plate. He was finals MVP, or was he he was the finals MVP, right? We at least named him, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he 100% was. Yeah, I mean, I think he pitched in the playoffs. I think he pitched 3 times, maybe 4 times.
Yeah.
Whether it was starting or coming out of the bullpen.
Yeah, he came up to me at the banquet and he's like, "What? The finals MVP doesn't get a trophy? Like, what's up with that?" He's like, "I pitched this game and that game. I did." He's funny.
He's won enough championships.
Yeah,
he's okay.
Yeah. And you have like 2 other brothers too, right? Marcus.
Yeah, so I have Marcus, who's 3 years younger than me, and then my brother Cam, who's 22.
Right.
Yeah, 8 years younger than me, so 22.
Does Marcus play ball?
When we need him to, he used to come down and just for it.
We just need somebody to shag fly balls in the outfield.
Right, but the days of us only having 8 or 9 are kind of behind us. Usually we can scrape up at least 11 or 12 with the guys we have. But if we ever needed somebody, he would come down and play. But he's more of a basketball player.
Basketball.
Yeah.
Nice. So how many championships do you guys have between the 2 of you? Because I know you won with the Bombers as well. You won in the Cranberry.
Yeah, I won one with the Bombers, Cranberry. I've won 2 at the ICL. I have 4 in the 18s plus. And then I've made it to the Park League and Yawkey League Championship, but we lost both of those series. So,
yeah. So
that's about it.
Do you have enough fingers for all the rings, or?
As of now, I do. Hopefully.
Okay. Yeah.
By the end we hit 2030, I won't.
Bill, you have what, 7? You have 4 with the Mocker Rays, and then 3 with the Royals?
Yes, just 7.
What happened with
Just
that Royals
7.
team, by the way? I was shocked when I learned that they folded. You guys were like family.
Far drive.
Yeah, it was just a lot of off the field dynamics with a lot of the guys, families. Some of them were having kids, and it just unfortunately just didn't work out. And it just wasn't going to look like it was going to be a competitive team to put on the field with. And it was just like, as a team, we're not going to put out a team unless we're competitive, which, none of us wanted to do it, but it was the right thing to do. You're not going to show up if you're not going to be a good team.
Yeah. Because that was like the Orioles' main competition.
Yes.
You know, they winning it every year, and yeah, the Royals were always like their nemesis. Um, but I meant to ask. I know the answer to this, but I'm not sure if everyone knows the answer to this. The Mockeries. How'd you guys come up with that team name? Because you were the Red Sox for the longest time, and I think it's hilarious how you guys came up with the name.
Yeah, it was a long time coming, really. Like when you guys, we were just so horrible when we first started playing, and a lot of the better teams in the league would call us a mockery of the league, and said we were awful, and you'd have some words between teams back and forth, and that would come out. And so for years, like when we were thinking about changing the Red Sox, it was going to be the Mockeries and this. I'm like, I didn't like it as an owner. I didn't want to disrespect the game to just be called a mockery.
Yeah.
So that was the conversation for years. And Tyler's like, let's change the name. I said, let's come up with something good. And he's like, it was his idea to come up with the Mockeries, kind of keeping the same mockery line, but to do it right. We're mocking the Rays,
owning it.
Yeah.
We're mocking the Rays uniforms like that, but at the same time, still instilling that there. And I'm like, I love it, kid. I'm like, let's do it.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
That's awesome. I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know where that came from. That's hilarious.
Yeah, we were. Ask Gibby and Dan. We were god awful back in the day.
Bad, very bad.
But you had good players. That was the crazy thing. It was like if you looked at the roster, like, you had good players, and it just the games would just not go your way.
Yeah, we just had good. We had a handful of good players, and we had 2 pitchers, and that was it. Nobody else.
Pitching.
Like we had guys that could throw the ball over the plate, and in this league, that just doesn't cut it.
Yeah.
2 pitches and the rest of the guys just we keep it close for most of the game, and then eventually the wheels would fall off the bus, and a 5-4 game is 15-4.
One bad inning. Yeah.
So I'm glad you brought up the competition because I was talking to Gib about this on multiple occasions, and back when we were playing in the 18s, not only did we have more teams, but I feel like you had those rivalries, those teams that when you showed up to play, you just played.
You're already amped up.
Yeah, you're already amped up, and you just fired up. And I feel like now that I'm umpiring the 18 plus, you just don't have those same rivalries, that same energy between teams. I know you guys, Bill. You played back 2008. So, what's your thoughts on that? Do you feel the same way?
I just think there's been a little bit more of a turnover. Some of the older teams have moved on to the 28s and gone up. You got a lot of newer teams coming in, so I just don't think there is some rivalries. There's some teams that don't like each other. I just don't think it's been enough time for this league that together as much as they are to kind of have those heated rivalries. Because the Red Sox always had a heated rivalry with everybody because everybody hated us. We were mouthy. We loved to play the game. We had fun, but we would get our asses handed to us. And some of the teams didn't like how much fun we had. And but we loved the game. We were there to play the game. So we always had a bone to pick with everybody, and everybody else really didn't have much of a bone to pick with us until we started getting good. Then we started getting those Then the other teams started having rivalries with us.
Funny how that works, right?
Yeah. Right? Well, suddenly you become the one targeted, right?
Absolutely.
But you guys remember, like, we used to have the message board, so that would,
I was gonna bring that up.
It would stir the pot, of course, and our younger
little
Tigers,
shit talk never hurt anybody.
Yeah, we were
it got out of
certainly
control.
ones for stirring the pot, certainly.
Yeah, a lot of. I don't know if Tyler was old enough for that, but the message board we used to have on the website was out of control, and a lot of people would.
They got pretty wild.
Yeah, anonymously. So,
Oh shit!
People would always guessing like who said it, and then people would just assume it was a certain player, and then probably beat him the next game. Then realizing it wasn't him at all, it was some random Joe just sitting on his couch, just stirring the pot. But Yeah, that was wild. It's good we took that down finally, but it was fun. I mean, it created for drama. Not that we still don't have drama, but yeah, that was fun. Do you guys agree? I've been saying for years, like the league needs to have its own reality show. Just
100%.
right? I feel like it would be a huge hit.
Yeah. Yes, 100%.
And
It would
even
be very good.
even if you don't know the players, the characters, like you would learn who they are very quickly.
Yeah.
And it's just, and now that the three of us are on the umpire side of things, like there's drama on that side as well. So now being privy to both of those things, it's like, God, I really need to start like a reality show. It's just,
You'd also hear what everybody has to say about everybody else, so that would start a lot of rivalries.
Right?
Right.
Exactly. Who would you guys say is your biggest rival now? Because I know you guys it was the Havoc for a while. You guys always seem to be heads up in the finals.
I'd say the Merrimack Valley Marlins. We always see them in the playoffs. It seems. So just it gets a little chippy sometimes. They like to talk, but we like to talk too. So we like that. There's nothing wrong with a little banter, a little chirping, as long as you keep it.
They've got some ballers on that team too.
Right, they're pretty good. So our games are usually pretty close, for the most part. We've been lucky enough to get the better of them, more times than not. But it's something we always get up for. So.
And the Marlins, Malden Marlins, not to be confused with the Merrimack Valley Marlins, they're a pretty good team. I know they came from the cable.
Yeah, no, they're good. It's only their first year, so we haven't seen a bunch of them too much. I mean, we've seen Nick Powers for forever.
Right.
But I'm sure as we play them more and more, we'll kind of get that rivalry.
We got some funny questions. Well, actually, there's one serious. Sorry, Ange, I'm stealing your question.
No, go for it.
What's the best baseball memory you guys have shared together?
Oh, it's gonna be good.
So no, because I know his best one is probably what I think is the funniest one.
Yeah, it's absolutely 110%.
I think that's where he's going with that one.
So I'll try to make this quick. So we dabbled a little bit about this earlier tonight. Tyler's first game in the 18 plus. We're driving to Waltham, and at our conversation, I sit him down. I'm like, Tyler, I go, a new chapter. I go, we're both gonna have to get used to this. I go, we're playing together on the field. I'm not dad anymore. I'm your teammate. Something I'm gonna have to get used to, and you're gonna have to get used to. So talk to me like you would talk to any other player, vice versa.
You're benched.
We're gonna have to figure this out.
Go fuck yourself.
So he nods his head, and we get there and give out the lineup, give the speech for the pregame speech. We go Red Sox, and all of a sudden I hear, F you, Bill. The whole team goes quiet. They stop and they look at me. My face is beet red. I want to kill the kid. And I look at him. He's got this shit ass grin in his face. And I look at him. I go, "You got me, kid. Good one. You got me."
That's awesome.
That's just awesome. The epitome of I have to accept that. Like that was just. I mean, he's a smart ass just like me, so I should have known better.
Not even dad. It's like Bill. That's great.
I have one of those. He's 12 right now, though.
Yeah. Was he trying to come on? He said he wanted to come on the show earlier.
He wanted to. Yeah, he did, but then he chickened out. Yeah, he chickened out.
I got one of those too. He's 6.
Tyler, you said you had a funny moment.
Yeah, so that was my funniest
that
moment.
Was pretty
but I'd
funny.
say my best moment is probably the 2022 season. For most of it, I was living in Florida. That year, they had made a rule that if you're a manager, you're automatically eligible. You don't have to play in any games. So it worked out perfectly. And I wasn't there for, I think I only played in 8 games, maybe the last 8. And he managed it, all by himself. When I came back, we were kind of struggling a little bit, and we were the 5th seed. but then being able to watch that run from being a 5 seed, have to do 2 playing games, and then end up winning the championship. And that was our first one because, the COVID one, there's always murmurs of 10-game season, shortened season, fake championship. So to be able to get that second one the hard way was a big one.
There he is.
Sorry, my train wreck of
But they think, oh, hey.
What's up, dude?
You gotta get there.
Were you watching upstairs?
Hi.
What's up?
Hi.
What's
Both
up,
of them.
guys? How we doing? Good to see you guys not fighting.
All right, bye.
And good to see you dressed as well.
Yeah, right.
It is nice when they're dressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last night.
Thanks for putting your shirt on.
Yeah, we met last night. And, yeah.
Can you shut that? Thank you. Yeah. Thank
Sorry,
you. My
Tom.
wrecking balls. Yeah, sorry.
You're fine. You're perfectly fine.
Finish the story, please.
Yes, sorry.
Yeah, but no, that second one, meant a lot because he was there for a lot of it. So he put us in the position to, make sure everybody's eligible because that's the biggest part is getting everybody to games, but also making sure that, we're making the playoffs. And I know for him, I always give him crap every time I'm not at a game and we end up losing because he's coaching. But he's like, you're also, when you're here, you get to play yourself. So you get a little bit of an advantage. But, he did a really good job of holding down the fort and being able to put us in a situation to get the first, I would say, real one, I guess.
So how many more years do you have left, do you think, Bill, in the 18s?
As long as my body holds up, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going anywhere. We'll see how long it takes me to not be, playoff eligible. Just with that dynamic of our team and guys playing on other teams and everything else, I will get my opportunity to play and do my thing to get the team in a situation to be playoff eligible, to get in the playoffs, and then I'll sit back and watch all the young guys, do their thing and take us to another ship.
Well, there's Young, but then there's Mike Nell, who claims he's retiring next year. We talked about that earlier. He was on Whitney's podcast. Do you believe he's finally going to hang him up?
I'll believe it when I see it. He may say he's going to hang him up, but I think it's still another couple of years.
Yeah, I think the same thing. I believe he thinks he's done, but then April hits and he's like, I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
So,
and he's still producing.
The kid could roll out of bed and hit.
Yeah.
Like he always was like that. He really was. And he did. He had 3 hits.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And
I'm sure
nothing
there's
cheap.
still a couple of records he's trying to. I mean, he has most of them, but I'm sure there's still a couple he's aiming for.
Oh yeah, and he's still doing it well. So I can't see him stopping anytime soon.
Yeah. Good for you guys. I mean, I tried making a comeback in the 18s, and I catcher was like half my age, and I was this is crazy.
Yeah.
Catching's a tough position. That's the one position I will not play. I played every position in college at one point.
Yeah.
But catcher, I refuse.
We're just built different. It's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Stupid. We're stupid. That's what it is.
Mentally different.
It's a tough position.
Yeah.
Stick with up the middle, right?
And then when we became an umpires,
I know.
More stupid.
Even tougher. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. That's the first thing Tom Clouse, the instructor, said. He's like, everyone in this room, you guys are idiots. We're like, what are you doing? Why do you want to become an umpire?
Right.
Yeah. That's how it started. So is there anything, Bill, Tyler does on the field that still drives you crazy to this day?
Tyler just has that drive in him that he pushes himself to the point of action. And sometimes you do that. He tries too hard. He tries to do too much at times to be that catalyst, to push the team, to be that spark plug, to get them going, rather than just taking a step back, a deep breath, and just playing your game. But I mean, it's a lot of pressure when you're running the team and playing on the team.
It's
and,
impressive.
He's one of a few guys that the team looks to get them going. We do have a couple guys. So when Tyler's not going, there is somebody else to step up and do it. But mostly he is part of the catalyst to get things going. This team rides with him.
Mhm.
When he's doing well, it just the whole team flows better.
Yeah, it's impressive. It's not easy to manage.
Well, I mean, he's won Manager of the Year 4 times.
Yeah, and he's won MVP.
Something's going right. Yeah.
Tyler, it's a hard thing too. I remember trying to play shortstop and hit second or something, and just knowing that I had D to have someone else thinking of a pitching change that may need to happen an inning or so later, or wondering how we're going to get Scotty in at bat in the 5th, or what happens if I don't pull him, or what happens if I don't play him, is he going to hate me, or like having Dad Dukes in your corner, at least that takes off, I would hope, a lot of pressure, but are you still kind of like playing all those scenarios too in your head?
Yeah, so I think with the changing of the guard is his problem was, or what hurt him was he was too nice. He was always afraid to make that change for somebody who's been there for a while. He would try to stick it out.
Never works.
I'm a little bit more cutthroat. I'm gonna do what I think is best for the team to win.
Give me the fucking ball. Get off.
Right.
Fuck you, Bill.
Fuck you, Bill.
Sometimes people are gonna be mad at me, but at the end of the day, the game ends. They're perfectly fine. And you just got to be willing to take the brunt of the storm when it happens, for the greater good. And I think for him, he's just too nice. He didn't want to do that or hurt anybody's feelings. Where I think at this point our whole team, we've come close enough where if I make a decision, they know it's the right decision. They may not like it, but they know it's what I think is best for the team. So.
Yeah.
And do you think it's been easier for you to kind of be as cutthroat because you knew your dad was going to be in your corner?
I mean, yeah, 100%. Especially because it's moves that he wouldn't normally make. So when he's telling them like, hey, this is what's best for the team as well, they kind of listen to it. Just as a backing. It is nice to have somebody who's been there longer than I have, who's ran the team before me. It just makes everything a lot easier. So I've had it easy, I should say, but he deserves a lot of the credit for it. So
it's funny because if I said some of the things he said, I'd get a lot of backlash. He says it, they don't say a word. Because they've already know we've talked about these decisions and we both more or less agreed on most of it. And like I said, it's he's got the ultimate decision at this point, but we're always talking about game scenarios, what moves we're going to make, what strategies, what lineup matchups are we going to make. We always discuss all this stuff. Very seldomly am I left in the dark. When Tyler is making a decision or making a move, and it's usually just one of those, this just happened. It's instant. We got to do something to change something up. And those are the few times that I don't know what's going on in his head. I have an idea, but sometimes he, throws a left hook and I'm like, that's not a bad idea. I like that. So.
By the way,
to be fair, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, to be fair, Tyler, what's something your dad does that drives you crazy on the field? Just to be fair.
He doesn't do it anymore. As far
I love this already.
He used to do this thing, and it used to drive us all up a wall. He'd get a base hit, it'd be like an infield singer or something, and he'd fake like he pulled a hamstring.
So all those injuries have been fake.
Very next pitch, he steals.
He steals second base,
right? And he's safe. And it used to drive us all up a wall to the point where we used to start yelling, "He's faking," because we were tired of watching it.
Maybe he was trying to fake out the other team.
No, he was. It was 100%.
He was clearly.
That was a strategy.
Fake, and then the next pitch he's stealing, and nobody's holding him on. The catcher's not thinking he's going. And,
I mean, as you get older, you got to get wiser.
Right.
You gotta be a little savvier sometimes.
Yeah, you gotta be sneaky.
Because you don't get the courtesy runners in the 18 plus.
Right? No.
Yeah.
I hope you gotta run.
Yeah. Exactly. Wow. Well, you just gave away one of the secrets because
He doesn't do it anymore. So.
Oh, okay. So these injuries are actually
Now they know.
legit.
Now it's an actual injury if I'm
Now
pulling
it's
up lane.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, so
That's
I was gonna play the video clip of the last out of the championship. I meant to do that earlier, but it's never too late, right?
Let's go, baby! Let's go!
Cameron's always got some throwing the glove.
Yeah, he's and for him, I mean,
Yeah.
he's just won 4 straight conference championships in college,
Oh
and this
shit!
was his first season coming off of that. So,
Wow.
his excitement's a little bit more because I mean he's just dealt with
Oh,
college a
I
little
love
bit
it.
more
I love it.
excitement than the men's league. But
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Yeah, good stuff. Oops.
You guys won it too fast. I'm sorry we didn't get there to stream the game, man.
It's perfectly fine. Not on you guys.
You know, I probably need to take the blame for that because I'm the one who started probably back in the day filming all these postseason games. So now it's just it's expected, but I think it's the league needs to do it. I don't think enough leagues do take advantage of social media and streaming the games. I was able to do the one game, and then yeah, my team was in the
No, I
finals.
think it's awesome when you guys do it.
Yeah.
I mean, my grandmother watches from home, so she's always looking for it.
That's awesome.
So yeah, and I know the other people on our team, their families watch it too, so they love when you guys do it. So it is much appreciated.
Yeah, Middleboro is not exactly a quick ride from Winchester. I was when I was in Quincy. It was better. But speaking
I
of
don't even know where that is.
Middleboro, down
Yeah, I have no idea where that is.
Towards the Cape,
3
right?
or 24, is it?
Down 495.
495, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't leave my 5-mile radius of Somerville.
Yeah. But speaking of some of the board decisions, I think we skipped this question, but I know
we did.
it's come up in the past or even this year where you talked about wanting to possibly take over as the 18-plus commissioner. Is that still something that you'd be interested in? And if so, what types of things would you do to try and grow that league? Because I know that's the one league that we seem to be, losing
Dying
teams.
off, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm definitely interested at some point. I mean, as far as the near future, I do get married next year, so I got a ton on my
That's
plate.
right.
So I don't think I'll be able to.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. So I don't think I'll be able to take on that much. But as far as like what you can do to help grow the league, I think just to create awareness as we're talking about like streaming games. Maybe do a game of the month or a game of the week where you're able to stream one of the games. Obviously game of the week every week. It's kind of tough to be able to do that.
Yeah.
But just game of the month, pick a game. Not always the same teams. Make sure everybody gets their fair share of exposure, and just being able to broadcast what we have more often. I feel like the 18s for a while has taken a back seat on just about everything. But it also is the league that is probably losing the most teams instead of gaining the most teams. So I can understand.
Both true statements, T.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Right. But I think the more we're able to broadcast it and show that we have it, the more interest that we'll be able to gain. There's a lot of kids who play high school and stop playing after that. So, I mean, even, there's kids who are looking to get extra at bats while in college. We're able to let them know that we do have a league where you're able to do that. It's a little bit more relaxed. You can work on things more than, competitive. But we also do have our fair share of competition.
And one of the things that all the leagues, I think, right now have, regardless of the age group, is that you really have the benefit of having some older players on the team and some team members who can really take a look at swings or take a look at, just loads and just say, hey, you might want to try this or tweak this, or, I had this problem. And I think that there's a lot of baseball lore that happens in those dugouts that you're not going to find in your college dugouts or your high school dugouts,
Right.
That really does a lot, I think, for a player.
No, it does 100%. I know on my inner city league team, we have guys like Teddy Zuba and Juan Parra, and the younger kids we have that are in college that are on that team. Sometimes they don't play as much as they probably want to, but they're able to pick a lot of the veterans' brains, and you can see, the kids who are interested in that, they do get a lot better. They find little tweaks or little tools that they can change, to help better them for their future.
So, who takes losses harder, dad or son?
Me, 100%.
I
100%.
yeah.
Especially now, I'm the manager, so when things don't go right, often I look at myself and I should have done this, or I could have done this, or if I played better, maybe we would have won. So I think I take the losses now a lot harder than he does.
And has it always been like that?
We're both extremely competitive, so I will say that.
Okay.
I would say it was probably the other way around when I was managing. Like I would take it because in these leagues, like one mistake by the manager can really cost a game, and you could
That's fair.
You could handpick any a couple changes or a couple choices during any game that either work out really good or work out really bad. But when it works out really bad, it's your fault, hands down. And when it's your decision, it's a tough pill to swallow sometimes. And now that I'm not making those decisions, even though I may be part of the decision making, it still sucks to lose. No one likes to lose, but I think he takes it a little harder now because the responsibility as far as that goes is all on him. Win or lose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a
Makes sense.
It is a weird thing, being a player, my whole amateur career and then managing. It's just so different to win and lose as a manager. The winning part's great, but losing as a manager versus a player, it's just a lot of pressure that you put on yourself to win every game. And Gib and I we were texting with our buddy Rich, who played back for the Tigers years ago, and we were talking about 2007, like something we still think about. We were in the championship. We finally made that championship, and we were up 2-1, and we lost the next 2 games. And it's something that we talk about all the time, and the decisions that we should have made versus the decisions we made. And
think about it at least once a week.
Yeah.
Monday morning quarterback.
That's your Roman Empire, Gib.
It really was, because like these guys, we had the Tigers, we were playing with our buddies. It was something that we had put in a lot of time and sweat and tears and effort and energy, and it was our baby. We cultivated it, and then finally we were able to kind of find some pieces and some good talent and made a good run, had a great team, had all the right pieces. And you finally get that chance to make it to the playoffs, go on a little run, and we were cruising. We were doing really well. And
it was a roller coaster ride, because game 3, we walked it off in game 3, and momentum.
It's hard not to.
Yeah,
it's hard not to think of those things, especially when you haven't won. Winning certainly pulls up that gray cover, right? Conceals
Winning
a lot.
solves a lot of problems.
It sure does. All the things that are problems, they get quieter. The people that are bitching because they're not playing, they get quieter. You start to lose, you start to not do well, all those things just become amplified.
Because how often do you guys think about those 2 championships that you lost? Probably not as much, because now you have 4 championships.
Yes and no. Kind of the way right. The way we lost. Both game 5s. So it does sting a little bit, but I think that's honestly what has fueled us to keep coming back every year, and not only just like coming back with the same team, but making sure that we're better in those situations for next year. Having a game 5 starter, having enough pitching where people aren't throwing games 1, 4, and closing game 5. So it's made us better, but we definitely think about it.
But I mean, the fact of the matter is, and I think baseball is one of those sports, and I'd really be hard pressed to find another other than softball where the mistakes that you make really do make a difference going forward because you don't make those mistakes again. And if you don't make those mistakes, you're not going to continue to grow as a team, and especially if you have the same team. So I think that, and even if you don't, you know what mistakes you have to watch out for, what holes, what pitfalls, and so I think that kind of making those mistakes is part of winning in a way, because if you didn't make those mistakes, you never would have learned from them.
No, 100%.
So we got one last question before we get into our final question, and we may have already asked this, but
our final segment.
Yeah, what has it been like playing with Tyler, with your dad, and Bill, with your son, all these years? How special has that been for you guys?
For me, as a dad, priceless. I always wanted kids to be, when I was young, so when they were growing older, I could be out in the backyard playing ball, football, baseball, basketball, hockey, whatever, just to be able to keep up with them and, be able to just do things with them and still, have the energy to do it. Never dreaming that I'd be playing, an amateur competitive baseball with my son for this long and winning championships. This is pretty, it's a father's dream to be able to do this and, to watch a kid grow and be successful and, do what they do. And it's awesome. I can't, scream from the mountaintop loud enough,
Yep. Tyler, how about for you?
Yeah, no, it's awesome. Like I said, not many people get to say, at 30 years old, you're still able to play in a competitive league with your dad. And I think that's kind of what has helped to build our foundation for, our whole team. Everybody's close. There's people that call him Uncle Billy. The kids running around, and we're always there for each other. And I think that's kind of that big picture of me and him. Sometimes we may not always agree, but we've always been there for each other, whether it's on or off the field, and being able to share the spotlight or the experience with my dad is pretty awesome.
Yep, it's very cool. It's cool to watch and to know that there's a whole nother father-son duo on the team with the Lumpies.
Right.
By the way, how did Lumpy? I know I've been told this before, but how did he come up? How did he come up with that nickname, John Letourneau, Lumpy, and then Lumpy Jr. Now that you call his son, right?
Lumpy Jr.
Yeah, well, some people have. I don't think he likes it too much.
Oh, he doesn't like it.
He's a little skinnier. That nickname goes way back. I mean, you'd have to ask him the actual I can't remember the whole story and when it came about, but yeah, it was just one of those nicknames in the ball field that just came about.
Funny how that happens.
Yep, we all have one.
Yep.
So our final segment, and I have to give Tyler credit because we decided that we weren't going to tell our guests in advance this question, but because Tyler is such an avid follower of our podcast, he knew we were going to ask it. So Bill might be put on the spot with this, but our plan going forward is to ask all of our guests who their starting nine would be, using any player across the MLB from any time, your top, roster at each position, using anybody in the MLB. Who wants to start?
I'll go first, just because I know he had probably a little late start on this one.
Give your dad some time, yeah.
Yeah, but I did start 9 with a DH and a closing pitcher as well.
Very good.
Yes, yep.
Okay.
So for catcher, I have Pudge.
Yep, that's who I have. That's
just an amazing defensive catcher.
not the greatest hitter, but
right, but somebody who can call a great game, throw a lot of runners out. You just stick him in the 8-hole, and you know, if he produces, he produces. But his job is to control the game behind the plate.
Is he number 27, Gib? Is that why you put the held it up?
I think he was, D.
He was, huh?
Wow. First baseman, I have Miggy. Somebody who I got to watch.
Oh wow! I didn't even.
Good pick.
Yeah, I got to watch. I don't have many players on this list that I was able to fully watch, but you know, he was definitely one of them I got to watch, at least, you know, at an age where I really appreciated it. Second base, I have Jackie Robinson. You know,
Jackie Robinson. Oh wow, good call.
You know, help landscape the game for, you know, the you know, for the whole baseball. Third base, this is the only one that I picked. I mean, good enough to be on there, but because he played for the Rays, and I am a Rays fan. But he played later in his career, Wade Boggs. And I know you guys dedicated your episode to him last week. So, shortstop, Cal Ripken Jr., you know, just somebody who was able to play every single day. Which, you know, the best ability is availability. Left field.
You saw the show last week, right? Because that was my shortstop, but okay. I'll let this one slide.
So left field, this is somebody that I kind of studied a lot. I didn't necessarily get to watch him a bunch, but I got to study a lot. Ricky Henderson.
Yep.
Somebody who
good pick. Great pick.
Very fast.
100%.
Like to steal bases.
Yep.
Something I like to do.
Yep.
And then center field, my favorite player of all time, Ken Griffey Jr.
Yep. That's what I got.
You know,
Solid.
I'm a lefty hitter, so just, you know, the lefty swing from Ken Griffey is the purest thing you're going to see.
Oh yeah.
Right field, I picked this one because my great grandmother watched him all the time. It was her favorite player, and I remember when I was like 5, 7, just going around the house. She's got him on. Sammy Sosa. Her favorite,
nice.
her favorite player.
Okay.
She loved him.
What
I had to pick. Yep, I had to pick just for that. DH, I have Barry Bonds.
Bonds.
I think the
controversial. Okay.
Yes, but also he was very good before the steroids. And,
we talk about that all the time. Totally.
And the MLB knew they were taking steroids. They needed something to bring excitement back to the game, and they fully allowed it.
It's a great argument.
I don't think he should be punishment for something they knew was happening and letting it happen.
Great argument.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an argument for another time.
McGuire and Sosa.
And then closing pitcher, I have Mariano Rivera.
Yep.
Starter, I'm only picking this because I was a very, very big fan of him. And, you know, me and one of my friends have a little, you know, running joke about whenever we pitch, we are this person, even though we both righties. Dontrell Willis.
Wow.
I love Dontrell Willis.
Wow.
Yeah, I loved him.
I didn't see that coming.
You know,
I did not either.
So I'm
left field, no pun intended.
Right. And, you know, I'm somebody who hates facing lefties, so that's somebody I would like to have on my side instead of, you know.
Same.
Yeah. Gib, Irod was number 7, by the way.
Who was Irod?
Irod, yeah.
Ivan Rodriguez.
Oh.
My favorite number.
I was going with 27 too, Gibby, but yeah, 7. Oh yeah.
No, you.
Well, it's perfect episode.
Talking about Fisk, right?
Yeah, I'd say we were talking about Irod earlier. I thought, and then you put up 27.
Oh, he said, Pudge. Oh, Irod. Not yes, because Carlton Fisk.
Fisk was also Pudge.
Right. He
was. Yeah, they're both. Yeah.
Ah, my apologies. You picked.
No,
I
was confused too for a minute, but yeah.
My
2 Pudges.
Yeah. My apologies. When, you know.
But you were talking about Irod, right? That was your pick?
Yeah.
Tyler? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. That's a solid lineup.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
I was gonna in right field. I was gonna put Tony Gwynn, but you know my great grandmother. I had.
That's another good one.
I mean, there's so many options.
My great grandmother.
There's so many options when you think about it.
Although I can't think of Sosa anymore without thinking of the fact that he is now a white.
Yeah,
that he
I know.
bleached
That's
his
the first
skin.
thing,
Like I cannot.
Yeah.
See, I you know, with him running out with the American flag.
With the flag. I remember. That's true. That's my second. That's my second. Yeah, totally. Yeah. That was a badass moment. But now he walks around with a pea coat and a scarf and Jacob's clothes, and I just can't look away. It's hilarious.
How times
How times change. Yeah.
How about you, Bill?
All right, Bill.
Well, you're going to notice the apple doesn't fall far from the tree on these picks. There were a couple I wasn't sure which guys to go through. I mean, there's so many that's going to be just left off the list, but I'm a firm believer of you can't, say the best player unless you've seen him play. So, leaving off all the greats from well before my time, nothing against them, but I never watched them play. And watching someone play, like I said, like my favorite player, Ricky Henderson, you don't see what he does on the base pass, how he, how much trouble he causes just being up at the plate because they don't want to walk him. They don't want to, he just that whole dynamic to the game is a game changer. You don't notice that.
He was a left fielder, correct? Right?
He was a left.
He was a left fielder.
Yeah.
Yes, I emulated my game after him, and vice versa with Tyler. He pretty much did the same. So like my list is going to be very similar. But I did go. Some of them I went with some of the players I are my favorite players rather than maybe the best player at that position. Obviously catching Pudge Rodriguez. At first base, Don Mattingly.
Nice.
Yep.
I love Mattingly. Just his demeanor, all that stuff, his grit.
Yeah.
Second base would be Ryan Sandberg.
Good pick.
Yeah.
Shortstop, that's a tough one. I mean, between Ripken and Jeter, I'm not sure which one to put there. I'm a huge Yankees fan. I love Jeter. So that's a toss-up for me there.
I didn't know you were a Yankees fan.
Oh, yeah, huge Yankees fan. I'm the black sheep of my family.
You're not a Yankees fan, are you, Tyler?
No, I'm a Rays fan. That's why.
Right.
That's why Mark Rays made sense for me, at least.
I go third base.
Yankees.
I'd go. I'd go Wade Boggs, third base.
Boggs.
So that's kind of a no-brainer there. Watching him growing up
The
as
Yankees version of Wade Boggs, right? Not the Red Sox version.
No, I'll take any version of Wade Boggs. I mean, his better years were with the Red Sox. I went to more Red Sox games than I did have a Yankees game, so I've seen him play a lot. Left field, obviously, my favorite player, Ricky Henderson.
Yep.
Center field.
Pop that call.
Griffey Jr. Yeah. Griffey Jr. Or should I start talking in third person? Right field, Tony Gwynn.
Nice.
And I have Barry Bonds as my DH.
Yep.
My closer, Mariano Rivera. I mean, can't beat that one. And then my starting pitchers, I'm really tossed. I don't know whether to go with Nolan Ryan or Greg Maddux. Two tough choices.
Right?
Yeah, Ryan was mine. Yeah, Ryan was my pick, absolutely. Hands down. I mean, anybody who pitches with blood streaming down his face has got my vote.
Yeah.
Like, you kidding me? I want him on my team.
But that's interesting. Do you select your team based off of guys that you've seen play, or guys that you know about? Because that could be two different.
These are
two different lineups.
Pretty much all the guys. Most of them are all the guys I grew up watching.
Right.
This is my era. Gito was a little bit later, but I'm a baseball fan. I still watch baseball all the way through. He's probably one of the more recent. Jeter and Rivera are probably the youngest of this team I picked. But yeah, these were all just the best of the best in the 80s and 90s. When I grew up and started becoming a young adult.
Yeah, good selections.
And Mariano has one of the best songs, but one of the best. I don't know, what do you call it? It's not a walk-up song. I guess
Enter Sandman.
Oh my god. Yeah, are you kidding me? Like between that and shipping up to Boston, like those two,
the door
always
open.
Always.
Yeah.
But Enter Sandman, I mean, forget about it. Like that was awesome.
Bill, have you been watching the A-Rod documentary?
I have not watched that. Not yet. I'll get to it eventually.
Yeah, first two. I think it's 3 episodes. First 2 are out. Third one comes out this week, I think.
It's good.
It'll be good.
Good stuff, guys.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Yeah.
We're glad you came.
We haven't decided what we're going to do with all these lineups yet, but there's going to be something. We're gonna have some mega lineup episode. So your lineup is not going away. Just
No, it's
know
not.
that it will come back.
Yeah, it will be back. So keep an eye on it. We have some
feel
thoughts.
Good about mine, so.
Yeah, we have some thoughts. So
some good selections, guys. And thanks so much for coming on. Enjoy the off season, and
Of course,
we'll see
Thanks
you
for
back on the
having
ball
us. We
field
appreciate it.
in no time.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
We'll be here
Thanks,
quickly.
guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
so
Every year.
much. Have a good night, guys.
You too.
Talk to you soon.
Oh my God.
I didn't even mean to do that, but it kind of worked.
But that was kind of perfect.
Yeah.
It did.
Oh, good stuff. Dickless. I just.
Dickless. That's amazing.
Yeah, that was good stuff.
What
Good
like
stuff.
a heartwarming episode.
Yeah.
There were many moments in that where I was waiting for. I wasn't gonna, but I was waiting for somebody else to cry. I got to be honest with you. Maybe
Oh,
one
wow.
of our viewers. I felt it.
I could see why you say that, but I mean, it's a very unique relationship that they have. And, like I said it before, I wasn't a dad then, when I first, saw Tyler and, even Johnny bringing his kids to the game, just whether they had to watch them or whatever, like I said, like the kids were engaged. You could tell like how interested they were playing catch in the outfield. They were involved. You know what I mean? They weren't just like off to the side on the playground or something. And D and I always knew you knew how much talent Tyler had. Like the kid could just run like the wind, and man, he could hit. Man,
He
always
still
could
can.
hit. Always could hit. Yes, he can.
But also, like as a parent watching that relationship, right? Aside from the fact that we all love baseball the way that we do, and just it's very cool to just see that, legacy kind of continue. But just as a parent to watch what a potential relationship could be like with your kid 20 years from now. Mine are 14 and 12. Yours are what, 6 and 5?
6 and 5.
Oh, they're both 6 and 6. Yeah, 6 and 5. But like, just to see that that's a possibility is really cool.
Yeah, and I mean, it's like he said, he made some good points. He taught Tyler too that I'm not always going to be here. You're going to have to stand up for yourself when you need to. You're going to have to do it and as long as you do it respectfully in the right way, you'll get what you want if you put in the hard work. It's admirable. It's a good traits and philosophies to hang on to, and and the fact that they're still doing it, they're doing it together, they're having fun, they're winning championships. Man, they figured out the formula, right?
Yeah. Right, but then to come full circle and your kid's your manager, like that, it's crazy. That's so cool,
Fuck
though.
you, Bill.
But baseball,
Every time I see him now, I'm gonna fuck you, Bill.
But and to be all right with it, and to be like, all right, well, maybe it is time for me to take a step back and let him do his thing, and roll with it.
And the trust you have to have, right? And like the fact that you trust your like I know my kids trust me, but like the fact that you're able to trust your kid, I mean. I still hide some of the sharper scissors for mine. You know what I mean? Like, to be honest. But to get to that point where you're trusting your kid to kind of lead your team, that's a big fucking deal. That's just very cool. It's very cool. What a cool episode.
Yes, indeed.
Had we have planned better, this could have been our Father's Day episode. But next year.
Well,
we'll have to get the other father-son duo.
Lumpies,
Yeah,
like
there's always one more.
Yeah. I don't know if there's ever been another father-son duo that I can think of in our league, at least.
Yeah, I really can't even.
Yeah.
Obviously,
I haven't heard of any.
There have been some families that have played together because of the 100-inning game. I know that, right?
Yeah, there's been a few,
But I don't, not in regular season in our league. I don't know. I think, and the fact that they're on the same team, right? Like,
it's crazy.
I know.
Well, good
Very
for them.
cool, guys.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Good for baseball. Good for them.
It's good for baseball. I know.
Yeah.
I love baseball for so many reasons.
And did you have any news? I know that they put out prospects.
No, the
in
draft is
WPBL.
the 20th. The draft is the 20th. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I knew where you were going.
20th.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's the 20th. So in a couple of days. So next week I will have some more news. I'm very excited. But they have been kind of previewing, or I should say, sneak peeking some of their prospects for every position.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I've been
is
been
the
digging
draft
that.
live? Like, can you?
Yeah, I was
watch
going
it?
to ask too. Is it going to be televised? I wouldn't be
It's
shocked
going to
if
be
it's on
live.
MLB
Oh,
Network, right?
I don't.
Yeah.
Well, right now it's just streaming on their platform on their website, but I could see that happening. I mean, it's 4 teams. It's not
I mean,
it's
they
not going to
should.
be hours long, but I think it's going to be awesome. I'm pumped to see what happens.
I mean,
And they don't have names yet either. They're also voting on team names, which I think is going to be really awesome.
It's crazy that they still have all these things to do, and it's going live in May, right? I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah,
I'd hate to be the 120th pick, by the way.
Oh, I mean, I think who's ever the 120th pick is going to be fucking happy as shit that they got picked.
Me too.
Do you know what I mean? Because it's going to be that 120th. Like people are just going to be, because think about it, 1 through 20, they know who they are, right? They're your Kelsey Whitmores, they're your Ashton Landells, they're right. They're going to be your Sotos. Yamamoto is another player from Japan who's like I think she's a pitcher or third base. I can't remember which one got put out today.
His
Yamamoto
daughter?
is her last name. Yeah, you're right. I think he's like 12, but so we'll see. We'll see. I think this is very exciting. This is going to be awesome.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Very nice. And that's the episode, folks. If you're still watching.
Sorry, my son is now like poking me. Get out of here.
Yeah, and my cat is now poking me, which is pretty funny. But yeah, good stuff.
If you keep doing that, I'm going to make you kiss me. Come on, give me a kiss. Give your mom a kiss.
And if you are still watching, please be sure to like and subscribe. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Spotify. Please help us out. Like and subscribe. All right,
you know that the kids are doing like a newfangled one now? Like my kids, I don't even know how they do it. It's like
6'7".
It's please no. Well, so did you see that Zachary Francis corrected me that Judge is 6'7", and I want to say that I knew that, but I did not want to say 6'7" out loud because you can't say that. Can't say that.
Oh wow, Dallas up 24-9.
I forget what it is. One of my kids showed me today it's like I don't know what it is.
Well, it's only halftime.
I think is it these two? Is it? I have no idea. It's like I don't know. But anyways, they do it different now. But I'm still gonna like old school. Come on.
Of course.
Of course.
Boom.
That's right. Yeah, literally.
So,
but I will have the draft. Sorry, I will have that next week for all of us. I won't kind of go through all of it, but I will definitely pick out the highlights. I know that there are some players that have already signed. So like Kelsey Whitmore's already signed. Monet Davis has already signed. And there was one other that already signed, but it's like slipping my brain right now. But there's a couple already signed, and then we're gonna go from there. So I'm excited.
Good stuff. Awesome. So that'll be Thursday night, I assume.
Yep. And I can't wait for the names either. I mean, they're like, so they kind of went live, or not live, but they went on Instagram and they were asking people just random, like, come on, throw us your best names. So it'll be, so I threw out a couple. So it'll be interesting to see what comes of it. I had the Boston Sirens because, you know, mythology, right? The Sirens were the women in the water who lured men to their deaths, which how is that not awesome? I mean, how is that not awesome, right? We're on the water. That's kind of perfect.
Sure.
I had the LA Vixens.
Vixens.
Yep. And then what did I have for, I forget what I had for San Francisco now. I had, but it was, San Francisco and New York. Oh, I had another good one for New York too. That would have been hilarious, but we kind of want to make them a little bit more badass.
San Francisco treats.
Oh shoot, and I forget what I had for New York. I almost had the Bombers, right? Because of like the Brooklyn Bombers, but then I was like, maybe don't want to put that in New York.
But how about New York Chokers in honor of 2004?
Ooh, that'd be kind of perfect. That'd be like get your little New York, like the double entendre. Yeah, love it.
Yeah.
But or like I think, and then there was somebody had said the Rockettes or the Rockets, but the Rockettes because it was kind of cool. So let's just say I'm excited. I've already inquired about my season tickets, so
I'm curious where they're gonna play.
I am too. I was thinking Polar Park maybe, but that was the only one that I could kind of think. I mean, they're not going to play at Fenway, but
but I hope they're a little closer to the city. I mean, not
that
there's
I just don't know where they would be.
Where they would, exactly.
breed.
Right. Could you imagine?
God, I hope not.
They did this. They did just fix the lights. So
Yes.
Yeah. There are
So
a couple
much
really
better.
nice, like, I mean, they could play at Monin. I mean, there are a couple nice high school
Monon's-
fields that
is
Monin,
this
and Monin's a great
You see
field.
Tom's? Is this a real?
No, Tom,
mean-
you're watching live.
Yeah.
Fraser Field, if they, put some
Oh,
money
yeah.
into it or something,
Yeah.
has a lot of potential, but
Mhm.
yeah.
Good stuff. All right, guys.
Good stuff, guys. All right.
Happy
10 o'clock.
Monday night.
Happy Monday night.
Happy Monday.
Episode 27 in the books. Like and subscribe, all that good stuff.
That's right.
Thanks for
See you
tuning
next
in,
week.
guys. Yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Sweet.